Project Management Insights, providing project managers with professional development in the interpersonal skills areas of leadership, team building, and communication. Hi! In today's episode, I want to talk about how to manage your project control board. I like to think of the project control board as my board of directors. They're there in an overarching role to make decisions for my project and for the good of the project. If I tend to see the project control board as a problem or as a group of people that don't know what they're doing or that are going to be against me, then that causes me a lot of extra stress and tension while I'm managing the project. Whereas if I see them as the group that are there to support me and help me to get this project finished while having an overseeing or an overarching eye over what's happening, then they're going to be on my side rather than against me, which is what you want. So, how to manage your project control board? Well, these people on your project control board are individuals first and foremost. The best thing that you can do is get to know the members of your project control board. Who are they? What are their main interests and what's their main reason for being on your project? Let me tell you about an IT project that I was managing as the business project manager and overarching project manager for the project. I had a tech lead. And my project control board started out with the business owner, which is quite normal. You normally have your project business owner as part of your project control board in a perfect world. Now, his main role or his main reason for being there, of course, was that he wanted this change for his business, and it was going to mean for him continued or improved revenue. And so ultimately what he wanted was to have this project come in on time and on budget, or if possible under budget. And so his main focus was, how can I help to get this project over the line on time and under budget? The next person that was on my project control board, or people that were on my project control board, were all from IT. What I ended up with were three very senior, including the CTO, people in the IT stream. Now, their whole modus operandi for being on the project was to have this seen as successful from an IT perspective. So anything that I could do or anything that they could do to help this be a successful project was going to be worthwhile for them. They had a long history of very unsuccessful projects. And so they were not seen in a very good light in the business's eyes within the overall large organisation that I worked in. The CTO had the space, and he came onto my project control board partway through the project because he decided that this was going to be a kudos project for him, as it seemed to be going well. It was delivering on time, it was delivering on a budget, and it was delivering on a scope. And this meant for him that if he was seen as being involved in the project, then he could give himself some credit and say, well, he was part of this successful project. And believe me, I understood that right from the very start, especially given that he put himself on the project control board, as I said, a few months into this project. So it was important for me then to get to know these project control board members and understand their little nuances. If understanding what it was that they were here for and why they wanted to be on the project control board helped, and then understanding their way of interacting, the way that they like to receive information, the way that they liked to be communicated with was a key part of me getting these people on side, so that at any time, if there were any issues at all I needed to say was, help, I have a problem, can you help me? Then they were there to support this project continuing to be successful and continuing to be delivered in the manner that it was. And sometimes that meant that there was conflict even between the IT senior management, the people on my control board, because some of them were part of or managing technology streams. The CTO, of course, had an overarching responsibility for the technology stream overall, and so his focus was different, even though they were all supposed to be supporting each other and working in the same way. They were each different in the way that I would approach them. My business owner was the sort of person that was there very early in the morning, and so every morning I would go and have a sit-down chat with him for 5 or 10 minutes to update him on what had happened the previous day, and let him know exactly where the project was sitting, how I was feeling about it, where I thought the problem areas might be. And this way, he then knew exactly where things were at if he got met in the corridor during the day by the technology stream, or if he knew that the technology stream were not wanting to support a particular thing, he could go into bat for that and have an argument or a discussion about it, having the background information. In terms of the technology team, I quickly began to understand which one or two of these project control board members I could rely on all the time. And so they were the people, again, that I used to have the conversations with, corridor conversations, to have them updated on exactly what was going on, where things were at, where my concerns were. And it was amazing how sometimes all I needed to say was that I was a bit concerned about this particular thing. And before I knew it, there was a slight shift in what was going on in terms of delivery or extra resources or timing, or concerns were being discussed with others on the project. So they were there to have my back as the project manager for the project. And this helped us as a team and a whole team. That's the way that I saw it. It wasn't a business team and an IT team. We were working together as one to deliver this project, and that included the project control board. They were there to support the project just as much as the team members themselves. Then we delivered the project. I mean, ultimately, that was the whole idea and the whole aim for me and the rest of the team, and it happened. We came in on time, under budget, and to scope, and to scope means to the business requirements, not only the mandatory business requirements, but also some of the nice to have business requirements. So the business got what they wanted. IT got a project that they could then crow about. They could then say, yes, we've delivered to the business, look at what we've done. And we were successful. We set up a precedent in terms of the way that the project was managed from a governance perspective. So we ticked all of the boxes of communication, change management, reporting. Everything was done in a way that was positive and held in high regard by each of the project control members. So what you're after is a good, solid understanding of your project control members. When you have that solid understanding, then and only then are you able to manage them in a way that has them supporting you to deliver your project, because ultimately that's what you want. They are there to help you deliver your project, and so do what you can to manage each and every individual project control board member to get the best from them in their role, responsibility role. And I guess this does come down to the fact that sometimes on a project control board, you don't have the decision makers. You don't have people that can make decisions. Well, I'm going to tell you now that if that's the case, you have the wrong people on your project control board, and you need to go and remedy that. You need to go and have and change up the people on your project control board so that the people on your board are people that can make decisions. They are people that have access, should have access to funds and the ability to engage more resources if that's what you require. If you don't have those sorts of people on your project control board, go and change them up now. And then it's the only way you're going to have a better chance of delivering your project. So manage your project control board members to work with you, not against you, and you will deliver your project every time, no problems. Till next time. Thank you for listening to this Project Management Insights podcast. Be sure to visit projectmanagementinsight.com and sign up for our monthly newsletter or to receive updates on upcoming training.